Panoorin natin to. Pinakamalakas ngayon ng Pilipinas sa middleweight division. Sobrang bigat ng kamao. Parang pinaghalong kanan at kaliwang kamay ni Pacquiao. Sa sobrang bigat, tulog lahat ng paharang-harang. Ito na ata ang bagong halimaw sa ating henerasyon. Kasi tignan nyo, hindi umuubra lahat ng kalaban. So bakit? Kasi meron siyang 100% knockout ratio kung saan lahat ng nakalaban niya tinapos niya via brutal knockout. Ayan nakakatakot po siya. Parang hindi tao kung magbigay ng suntok sa kalaban. Ano tingin nyo sa boksingerong ito? Pagdating sa world title shot, halika obserbahan nga natin paano ba ang taktika nito.
From Dominion, Zamboanga del Sur, Philippines, give it up for Weljon Mindoro!
Top number 5.
Instruction in the dressing room. We have an team match, okay? Good luck. Le digo instrucción en el camerino. Vamos a una pelea limpia. Aquí es bueno, okay? Good luck.
You knock it out early. Round number 1 underway. Mindoro, the fighter from the Philippines, in the brown trunks. De Abreu from Brazil in the black and white.
Well, De Abreu, he's been in with Diego Pacheco. Incredible puncher. He went rounds on him. Got stopped in the last round. I called that fight. It's kind of an early stoppage too. So normally he does take punches pretty well, even from big punchers.
He's crafty. He's knows his way around the ring a little bit. He's been in with some good fighters.
Pacheco, he's been with
even in with Sino. We'll see later tonight.
Yeah, been with Alsain.
Lester Martinez,
exactly. All three are big punchers.
And it's funny, Chris, you and I were talking about this off-air. Mindoro kind of reminds us of Lester Martinez. Stocky, thick, not super versatile. His footwork doesn't really, wow you or anything like that, but hands up, good position, and he's built like a you-know-what house he can hit.
Yeah, a little more explosive in terms of his, start and stop, but he, very, very similar in terms of his style. He puts a lot of pressure on you. He's looking to bang you, beat you up, and we're seeing that here in round number 1.
Something, Paulie, you always point out with fighters like Mindoro is he's kind of
maybe this thing can, turn weird for him.
De Abreu has landed. He landed a good right hand over the top. He just landed another slapping left hook. He's not having trouble finding Mindoro earlier in round 1.
Yeah, De Abreu had a long amateur career, man. You can look at his record, and he's sort of become a bit of a journeyman as a pro. But this kid had overall 120 amateur fights at a good level in Brazil.
Another fight from Ireland, Dylan Moran versus Tyrone McKenna. Our first visit, we're in Belfast, had a fantastic time. December 7th, don't miss it on ProBox TV.
De Abreu landed another really good chopping right hand that Mindoro ran right into. There's a lot of opportunities here for De Abreu to use that length and reach and amateur pedigree, like you said, Champ, to find holes in Mindoro, because there's a lot of them.
Well, last time out against Tyler Goodjohn, he ate some punches in that fight. He's a tough dude, British guy, pretty basic with his style, but Goodjohn hit him with some good shots.
Yeah, Mindoro, you see, he's so offensive-minded. He's not really worried about what's coming back at him. He kind of runs through the shots.
Which makes him fun, but
yeah,
also makes him very, very susceptible in some ways.
And vulnerable.
Vulnerable, exactly. Better word. Vulnerable.
Getting a little wide with his punches here against the ropes in round number 1.
Oh, good shot there on the inside.
Trying to unload as round number 1 draws to a close.
Mindoro's rough.
Fighter from Brazil still in it. Wins all knockouts, but you saw some vulnerabilities in round number 1. Abreu from Brazil didn't come here.
Good, well-timed overhand right over the top of the jab there, but he missed it himself because he was a little bit wide on it.
He leads with his face. His face gets there before his hands do sometimes, and there's a lot of opportunities for De Abreu to take advantage of that from fighting at a distance.
Smith alongside Chris Algieri, Paulie Malignaggi, as Mindoro is going wild with some power shots.
Yeah, but he's smothering a lot of his work here. And honestly, De Abreu is going backwards. He should go forward into Mindoro and smother him and sort of bump him.
And even though that didn't look great for De Abreu, he did not get hit much.
No, he didn't get hit much, but going backwards, you can you got to stop the momentum. I feel like when you got a guy, you can bump him off a little bit.
Also, loopy shots going backwards, you could hit the apex of the punch, more damage.
One of the difficulties in combat sports, especially in boxing, Paulie, people get addicted to power. There's nothing more addictive than knocking a guy out, and people who have that God-given power tend to over-rely on it. Is that the problem with Mindoro?
Well, yeah,
when he
bit,
does, yeah.
a little bit. You know, we just finished the Manny Pacquiao generation for Filipinos. You know, so that
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
very explosive
very
fighter,
true.
a guy who sort of flew in. Sometimes, you know, speaking of head clashes, and guys were flying with their head. Sometimes with Pacquiao, who was actually, you know, victim of some head clashes in some fights, or he may have closed them, or he may have run into them himself, or whatnot. But that's the thing with Mindoro. I think Mindoro also flies in looking for the power. A lot of fighters from the Philippines right now. Once you have a great fighter, just finished his era. Copy him. Chris, cut there by Mindoro.
Chris, you know something about that, right? You heard of that guy?
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao, two-fisted destroyer, comes at you at a million miles an hour. You can't find a single Filipino fighter who doesn't want to be like Manny Pacquiao. So yes, I agree, champ. You see a lot of guys mimicking that style, but there's only one Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but when they try to copy him, it's still exciting.
Yeah. I'm certainly excited.
Wading into a lot of punches here. Abreu
Mindoro's not subtle either. Just
No.
No, he's not.
Big breath in, takes a walk.
They made him attacking too much. Let me take a step back. And there he goes again, right back on the attack.
Footwork, man. He's always, like you said, he's always over his feet, Jimmy. Yep. Getting over those skis quite a bit. Good right hand throws Abreu back into the ropes.
Oh, nice combination from Abreu.
Mindoro got mad. He shook his head. Yeah.
Looks like Abreu found a little home for that. He's doing a double left hand where it goes left uppercut, left hook off that lead hand.
Oh, for some reason I hear Teddy Atlas saying, close your eyes and hit the guy.
Oh!
Big shot. Big right hand, and down goes Abreu. 20 seconds left to go in the round.
Abreu's smart about taking these. It's not the first time I've seen him. When he gets hit, he gets hurt. He knows how to sort of...
And then he speaks to the ref immediately. Very, very smart.
Oh, couple extra seconds. Mindoro trying to swarm another knockdown.
We get lucky over those hits while he's down.
And he's speaking to the referee again. He's letting him know he's okay. He's going to get out of the round. I think the round's almost over.
Looks to be saved by the bell in round number 2. Finally, that reckless aggression.
Yeah, I believe the first one was a big right hand there. Puts him right down.
Can't get hit with that, man.
No.
He loaded that one up.
Well, Champ, is that what you were saying? Going straight back?
Yeah, Abreu should have seen it coming, man. And again, yeah, going straight back. Again, that's where you get it low and just bump the guy over. Here is just a, remaining being hurt from the first one. I don't know if anything big landed here.
And Champ, you know about this. There's two kinds of hurt. There's hurt where
he's got the experience, and let him know you got your experience. Let's see if he falls back on that experience here in this round.
it's hard to do when you got a guy like Mindoro flying at you with 2 fists and a headbutt.
And looking to step in and use power again. Is Mindoro trying to make it 13 knockouts and 13 wins.
Oh, shot there on the inside.
Oh, right hand! This is over! Wow! What a blast from the Filipino fighter in round number 3. Just got started.
Loses his balance, falls back, head hits the canvas very hard. We can hear it ringside.
Para naman sa ating sunod na laban, gaano ba kabigat ang suntok na tumapos sa pambato ng England? Well, dito mas lalong umingay ang pangalan ng Pinoy sa bansang England at Amerika. Bastos to mga ka-brother.
Last boxing fight was 2017. Jones was stripped for talking about the way he cut weight. UK Commission pulled his license. That's why he had to take time off and go to bare knuckle. Paulie sport, you know very, very well. But the toughness he learned in bare knuckle, he said, that's what's carrying me tonight. Yeah, he had some success in bare knuckle. He was really successful over there and did very well. Had some good wins. He was a real favorite over bare knuckle. Pretty much made his name there, made his bones there. As far as having your license stripped for the ways you make weight, I think that's these things I don't agree with. That's one talked about salt baths in saunas on a podcast. They called me and pulled my license. Just tell everybody, by the way, cuts weight in the United States. Yeah, I guess. Can't talk about it. And then you wonder why guys lie when they say when they make weight. It's like the easiest cut I've ever had. Trying to cut down, John. Good body work. Jimmy, you talk about Mindoro and his team. Weljon's coach is Cuban. Look at that uppercut. You talked about getting the respect, Paulie. Round number one. Got to back him up. That's a good start.
That's a nasty shots right in the nose, too. Those hurt. Uppercuts hurt.
Mindoro had himself a good round, but you see Weljon is not the guy that goes away that easily. You know, he'll get in your face. He's trying to press. I'd love to see him cut the ring off more. Mindoro is finding that escape to his own left to the right of Weljon a little easier. It's allowing him to get a breathing space in between the hard punches he's throwing.
Start up round number two. Got ready for Mindoro. Weljon, of course, has been the distance. His career 9 times in victory. He's won by decision. His 13 wins.
He's an 18-fight pro. He's showing that experience that he has over Mindoro. He's got the 6 bare knuckle fights as well. So a ton of experience for Weljon, and he's trying to use that to take advantage of Mindoro.
He's got confidence. He's like, shots Mindoro now. It's like, all right, I got a crazy guy in front of me.
Also, he's backing the puncher up. A lot of times punchers don't punch the same way when they're on their back foot.
Left hook.
Good uppercut there from Mindoro.
Uppercuts from both of these guys. Very, very sharp.
Mindoro, you gotta understand, he's got all these knockout wins. He might be the kind of guy who also has been used to hitting guys like this and they go away. And instead, Weljon not only hasn't gone away, he's getting in his face. There's a psychological flaw here that also starts to wear on you. So Mindoro, this is part of the maturing process. You gotta deal with guys like this. Sometimes you're not gonna be able to get around. You're gonna have to deal with them. Let's see if Mindoro is able to deal with Weljon. Now he's growing into confidence.
Greatest quotes I ever heard about boxing. When an intimidator fails to intimidate.
Weljon is doing a great job putting tons of pressure, both mental and physical at this point. Slick overhead, upper body from Weljon, man. He's keeping that head moving, not making himself any started.
It's a good idea for Mindoro to go back to that body the way he just did. He started out with a good body attack in round 1, kind of got away from it. Now, a few seconds ago, kind of went back to it. I think that's probably the best plan in case of attack for Mindoro.
You guys talk about it all the time. To shut down goes Weljon. Popping up a little too early. Such thing as being too tough for your own good. Weljon getting into a firefight. As he was like second knockdown of round number 2.
He's going to take his time to get right.
Punch for punch with a puncher like Mindoro, not a good idea for Weljon.
Legs aren't under him. Could this be it? Okay.
He's got 30 seconds, 25 seconds. Let's see if he's able to get out of the round.
Clean shots for every distance.
Let's see if he holds.
All the body shots, too.
The holding time.
The heart of Weljon.
Trying to fight fire with fire, and it's still undefeated. Weljon Triggerman Mindoro.
Para sa ating ikatlo sa listahan, gaano ba kalakas si Mindoro sa harapan ni Pacquiao? Narito ang isa sa mga laban na tumatak sa kokote ni Pacquiao kung paano pinatunayan ni Mindoro ang kanyang tunay na pagkatao kaharap ang 8 Division King.
So the opening round underway. Two accomplished operators, and a man wearing the black trunks trimmed with gold is the undefeated professional Weljon Mindoro. 14 fights, 1 draw, 13 wins, all of them coming inside the distance. No strangers fighting outside of them in the United States, where he has introduced a KO of the year candidate in July against Tyler Goodjohn, getting him out of there in the second Olympic gold. Clarissa Shields, of course, took 2 Olympic titles in London and Rio. He said the ring IQ of Andre Ward is what he admires. He said that facing a puncher of this caliber and this repute really didn't hold any fears for him, as he scores with a flicking jab, then he doubled it up, not too accurate with the second pair of lead left, as he lands a looping roundhouse right. He says that the pressure that he will bring with his elusiveness, his ring craft and variety will just render Mindoro a frustrated figure, and then he'll start looking for the KO. Shortage of confidence for the man from Melbourne. Since he moved to Sydney to manage the Costa Zoo, the Costa Zoo boxing school. For his contest with Tim Zoo, moved into that role earlier this year. Right cross, left hook to the body, Left hook on the inside, landed by Camilleri. Protecting his abdomen with that lead right hand, the left hand wandering around his quad and kneecap. Walks his man back across the ring. Remember, both men scaling an identical 74.65 kilograms. Use of the feet as darting laterally, both left and right, is Camilleri. Weljon Mindoro seeking to pin him against the ropes, bringing square in there. He did get through with a power driving right cross and unloads a couple of punches to the body. Left hook after turning the tape.
Just to let his hands go a little bit. Mindoro's got that power, the confidence that comes with that power. Otter better Liev now the ringside, another undisputed champion.
Top of his profession as a reigning world champion. He knows a thing or two about power, but not loading up everything within his shape. Good right hand to the body, followed by a left hook upstairs from Camilleri, but then Mindoro backing his man across the ropes with a forward foray, but keeping his composure under fire and answering with a single was Camilleri. Mindoro just seeking to end that little coming together with a right uppercut, but pulling the trigger first against the trigger man is Camilleri. Now backing him up to his own corner with nudging, continuing to be, oh, what a beautiful left jab, my goodness, came out on an upward trajectory from out of the line of sight of Mindoro, from around the kneecap, just cracked right into his face to disrupt his forward movement. Beautiful shot with that lead left from Camilleri above our commentary position. Approaching the halfway stage, the overhand right from Camilleri was a speculative shot. Continuing to move effectively, laterally both clockwise and counterclockwise. Mindoro, quick-footed with his advances, trying to close the gap, but invariably the man breaking the standoff by letting his hands go first is Camilleri, and it's a disruptive artist. Camilleri goes by the nickname of Kama KO, 14 wins of his 29 coming via the short route, remember, and there's that disrupt backhand. Tries the lead left hook, but blocked effectively by the gloves and forearm of Camilleri. And dynamic figure up in the boxing ring as he circumnavigates, his back skimming against the ropes. Around. Again, just even though Mindoro made his man miss and came out of a crouch with a speculative overhand right, the dynamic darting and elusive movement of Camilleri just give you the impression that he's controlling. Well, Mindoro out aggressively and letting a fusillade of punches go, and a couple of the body shots did get through, followed by a flashing right uppercut. Pinned in his own corner is Camilleri, keen to try and fashion a clinch, but then just, oh, beautiful two-shot salvo to the body from Mindoro. Perhaps his best punches of the entire contest as he sunk his feet into the canvas and got real leverage onto his shots. But now it's Camilleri walking down the knockout artist, and he's teeing away to the body before cuffing away with a right hook to the head. And again, battle for the Asian Continental title at 75 kilograms. But or sometimes the puncher's instinct can be to just dig away harder. And even though they say they're prepared to go the distance, and no doubt physically they are, points, having made his debut in 2019, but Camilleri with a cuffing right hand and then tying his man up to waltz him back to the space of center ring is boxing a clever physical contest. Left-right combination not too far away from Mindoro, but Camilleri tucking up behind his shoulder to ward off the incoming fire. And again, it's a proffering the half-cover guard. There he fires an overhand right. The left hook which followed may have glanced the nose of Mindoro after the right hand was inaccurate. Clocking up the miles on his fistic odometer as he glides around the perimeter of the ring. Camilleri, Mindoro. Again, when Andy and I were observing him work out at the Rocky Road Gym as a flashing left-right combination catches the advancing Mindoro from Camilleri. He's possessed of that timing that just produces a distinctive sound. Overhand left was a bomb. Walked his man down, but Camilleri landing with the inside of the glove, and then an altogether cleaner right hand. And another one from Camilleri, followed by a left hook, boxing beautifully off the ropes as Mindoro tries to respond with a right uppercut of his own. But he's walked the left and right fists of Mindoro. Terrific work by Camilleri to smother the man from the Philippines. Camilleri, no stranger to going the 10-round distance, so 8 rounds for this Asian title won't hold any fears for him. Again, it's a very dynamic manner of boxing. As for Mindoro, who bulldozed his man back to the ropes and lands with a right cross, clever boxing out of the corner from Camilleri, who's remained responsible. But now he's beginning to be teed off upon by Mindoro. Is this a stoppage? No, it's a standing count. So, referee Valery Pastuhov stepping in with a standing count after hooks and uppercuts began to crash home against Camilleri. Oh, that's a beautiful right hand on the resumption, but now Mindoro has got his man going and he's seeking to demonstrate that he is a precise and merciless finisher once again. It's an awful long time to negotiate. Beautiful left hook, but then a right hand in response from Camilleri. But Mindoro really is finding the range on his punches now and wearing all of them flush is Camilleri. He's endured a torrid minute and 10 seconds so far. He's taken a standing count. Back into the breach, steps Mindoro, senses that he's got his man going. He's wrestled him down to the canvas. That gives him some brief respite. The referee wipes the gloves clean, and he's walked onto a shot, which was an uppercut, which sends Camilleri to the canvas to take the second count of the round. There's still a minute and a half to go in round number 4, and against a finisher like Mindoro, that could well be a long 90 seconds. Camilleri on the ropes above our commentary position, bobbing and weaving, trying to hold off, but he's taken a right uppercut, and the towel has come in from Dino Billinghurst in the corner.
At ito ang pagtatapos ng kwentuhan natin. Pero ganito din talaga tinatapos ni Mindoro ang kalaban. Ano tingin mo? Kaya ba maging kampiyon? Salamat sa pag-like at comment. Mabuhay ka, brother!
Top number 5.